Welcome to episode 107 of The Inside Bite. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer. I'm here with my co-host, Rudy. How you doing this week?
Hey, Tim, I'm good. Trying to fill the time. I have so much time in the summer, so trying to find things to do every day instead of just sitting at home, Coming to my mom's house, just bothering her. Hey, what are you doing, Mom? What are you doing, Dad? Or
okay.
Trying to get together with friends here and there. But man, it's like so much time, It's a good problem to have, but I don't know, this summer's hitting me different. Usually I'm like happy to be by myself all day. This summer, though, I'm kind of like, oh, this is kind of lonely.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a boring summer, but yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm jelly, but maybe I'm not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword,
Like I said a few times in the show prior, building up like physical collections in each of these different like systems. I mean, I've gotten like 6 and 64 games within the last week or whatever, but then I was thinking like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna have like maybe a 10-minute segment where I just go through my physical collection in each system that I have, and I'm gonna start with a more recent one with Switch and just go through all my Switch physical games. Nothing digital. Digital will be here all day. I think it'd be fun to just go like every time on an episode, take a little segment, 1-second reviews. Basically, grab a game and throw a number at it and move on to the next.
Okay,
and just run through that instead of trying to describe each game and all of that. I'm just going to give like, if I haven't played it, I'll just say I haven't played it. Otherwise, I'm throwing a number at it and moving on. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to start with Switch here and actually have a lot more Switch games than I ever imagined I would when it comes to physical. Because, especially Switch, it's so nice having digital. For some reason, I just have this opposite feeling on like, I don't know, Nintendo and physical just feels like it goes too hand in hand. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. So before I even get into the game cases, I have some loose games here. Let's see. We got the Labo, right?
Oh, Labo, yep.
8. I think it's a lot better than people say it is. Bunch of like arcade Pac-Man crap. 5. Tears of the Kingdom, sealed. 10.
Of course.
LA Noire, 8. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, 9. Kirby Star Allies, 6.
Okay.
The World Ends With You, the sequel to... No, this is the final remix.
Is that the sequel? Oh,
nope.
The final remix.
Oh, yeah, it can Switch. Haven't touched it. Spyro Legacy Collection, is that what it's called? No, Reignited Trilogy.
Oh, I remember that one.
7. 1-2 Switch, 6. Mega Man 0X Legacy Collection, 8. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, 9. I'm throwing a 9 at it.
Okay.
I actually think it's really, really good and has a whole lot of really cool... I just love the adventure map. If anyone's ever played it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The adventure map is amazing in that game. ARMS, 7.5. Splatoon 2, 9. Ring Fit Adventure, 9.
Okay.
Mega Man 11, 8. Secret of Mana Collection. I imported it from Japan because I didn't think we were going to get it to the West, and I was freaking out because it's a collection of 1, 2, and 3. 3 being my favorite SNES game to exist, I think, if I really think about it. I don't know, it's in top 3 easily. But they actually did bring it West, so I think I actually bought it again in the West. Maybe I just bought it digital and I bought it physical at first, and I didn't feel like I needed 2 physicals, even though one's Japan. But I'm gonna give this give it a 9, only because I think the other games are like, one's kind of weak. It's like a 5. The original Secret of Mana game is like a 9 out of 10, and then like the third game is a good old 10 out of 10. But that first game weighs it down a lot. So as a collection, I'm throwing I'm gonna throw an 8 at it. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. This is genuinely a great game. 8.
I didn't see which one that was. What's Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. It's a good 8. Smash Bros. Ultimate, 10 out of 10.
Great game.
10 out of 10. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 10 out of 10. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that game at this point, Jesus.
Splatoon 3, 9.5. Mega Man X, X2 Collection, 9.5. Super Mario 3D All-Star, 10 out of 10. I mean, 64 Sunshine and Galaxy. Sunshine weighs it down a little if you're not really into that. But the
Still
fact
good,
of
though.
64 and Galaxy, I mean, it's too strong. 10. Nintendo Switch Sports. I think it's actually good. A lot of people were like, whatever on it. I like it a lot. I think it's a great game to play with people in the living room and all of that. I'll throw an 8.
Okay.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, 10 out of 10. Zelda Link's Awakening, 9 out of 10.
Great game.
Ys 8. 7.
Okay.
Super Mario Odyssey, 10 out of 10.
It's a damn good one, yeah.
I was like really thinking about that. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 3, 9. Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age, 9. The original 12 is like 8, 7.5, but that Zodiac Age, because it's the international release, they added so much more to it.
They added a lot of stuff.
And it's really good. I mean, it greatly improved the game. Characters were kind of stuck to a certain path, and it was a big complaint of mine. And they just made any character be able to go anywhere you want, and it greatly enhanced it. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Mario
Okay.
and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, 9 out of 10. Last 2 more here. Astral
Okay.
Chain,
Ooh,
9.5. Really strong. Really strong. Super high recommendation.
a good one.
Cave Story Plus. This is probably the coolest physical edition here. You
Oh, yeah?
throw it up here. It has... I'll just pull it out here. One, it has the soundtrack to it on a little mini disc, which is
Very
super
cool.
awesome. But weirdly cooler than that is this Game Boy-esque manual. It looks, it's the exact replica of how like classic Game Boy manuals would be, but it is color actually up in it. But it's really sad we don't get manuals anymore, and this is one of the cooler designed ones because it's in the spirit of the original Game Boy, and I just think it's a really, really cool touch.
Gotcha. All right.
And that will do it. Just a big, quick gauntlet through all of the Switch physical that I own. And I was thinking each week, just run through it, just throw numbers at every game, and then
All right.
and then move
Like
on.
that idea.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
All right. Let's get into the news, and you can do this first one here.
All right. So first up, we got Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon gets a new story trailer. Despite the 6 in the title, Fire of Rubicon serves as a reboot. The game unfolds on planet Rubicon, in which its most sought-after resource, coral, was the cause of a disaster that engulfed the planet in flames. Decades later, the now contaminated planet has been condemned, but the rediscovery of coral has attracted various factions, sparking a new war in the destroyed world. Players control mercenary C4, 621, or Raven, for short, who is thrown into this epic struggle, pitting megacorporations, military forces, and other groups against each other. Based on the trailer's somber tone, it won't be pretty. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon launches on August 25th for PlayStation, Xbox consoles, and PC. I'm excited, man. It looks great.
You should, if you haven't seen this new story trailer, definitely watch it. It really gets you a feeling of just outside of the gameplay, obviously, just I guess it's way more cinematic and story heavy than any From Software game, and pretty much since they've taken off with like the original Dark Souls. I don't think they've had a game with this big of like a cinematic story presence to it, and they're definitely leaning into it quite a lot, at least what I can tell from this trailer. It's pretty interesting. Highly recommend anyone watch it. It's hard to really explain because it's very emotional and cinematic and trying to be super epic what it's trying to discover there. But at least we get a feeling of every hour or two, maybe we'll get thrown with some sort of more cutscene or story bit to where we can like get a closer connection to these characters and all of that. So
yeah, I hope so. That'll be cool. All right. Yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to that one.
It's weird that Front Software is laying into the story this much because I've never really seen them do it in so long. So
yeah,
I'm happy they can actually do it well. Like when you see that trailer, you're like, oh yeah, oh wow. They like even in the cinematic storytelling bit of it all, because
Yep.
it's usually more like environmental storytelling, which they're really great at. But this is actually really good in the complete opposite version of that, you know.
Yep.
So further proving their development chops, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Okay. New Marvel Spider-Man 2 story trailer dropped. Did you see this?
I did see this one. I think it looks great, man. It's got me excited.
It's basically going into Eddie turning into Venom, basically.
Right.
That's his name, right?
I think so. And how about you? Did it get you more excited?
I want to see a new gameplay because I feel like when we got that gameplay, what was it, during a showcase, I want to say? For some reason, it just didn't impress me that much. It's like, it kind of feels more of the same. I guess it looks a little better, but not that much better. It's weird jumping from like PS4 to PS5 and it not looking that much better.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, like, you know, well, the original game was it 30 or 60? I don't even remember.
I think it was it? Wait, I can't remember. So long ago, I can't remember.
With the gameplay, at least, I totally noticed that you sling a whole lot faster, and it's a lot more fast-paced action, you know, in general, with like executing moves, moving around, the whole 9 yards. Yep. But this is more on the story and understanding the characters and all that. I will agree with the internet on MJ looking stupid. I don't like what's with the jaw, like whatever. Guess it doesn't really matter, but that's the only thing to where I was just kind of laughing and agreeing. I was like, she looks a little off. Looks like a completely different person than the last game, but she's supposed to be the last person from the last game, but just like a few years older. But why does she look like an incredibly, like a completely different person? It just doesn't make any sense.
It's always so weird when that happens.
Yeah, it completely threw me off. I'm still just like iffy on this.
That's fair.
Yeah, which is weird, but yeah. Released during a special San Diego Comic-Con panel about the game, this trailer features plenty of Peter Parker, Miles Morales, MJ, Kraven, and a dose of Lizard, lots of symbiotic action, and of course, Venom. This is pulled by Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer, by the way. I just straight ripped it from there. As you can see, this trailer gives us a first look at Harry Osborn outside of the floating green liquid we presumably saw him in the last game. Another look at Hunter and the Lizard in a heaping of Venom, and all of it looks like a great time. The story seems to be a good bit darker than Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I definitely agree. It definitely seems to be leaning a lot darker and a lot more serious this time, which I'm about. Miles Morales 2, especially with Peter Parker struggling to contain the darkness that the symbiotic brings out within him. PlayStation has also released some new details from the game's narrative director, Jean TotK. I don't know how to say that. At the beginning of our story, our Spider-Man are at the top of their game. Both Peter Parker and Miles Morales are struggling with their personal lives. Miles is trying to find time to write his college entrance exam, but he keeps procrastinating and focusing on spider work instead. Meanwhile, Peter is underwater on payments for Aunt May's house, but he can't sell. It seems too much to him. Which, first of all, if you're Spider-Man, I get it. You're just trying to do right and you're busy and blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, though, you can find ways to make money. Come on. I never bought into that side of Spider-Man, of like, that he's broke. Dude, there's no way you're you can't be broke as Spider-Man. It just doesn't make any sense.
Man. By now, all those pictures?
Forget the photos. Just there's billions of scenarios. You could just like, I don't know, go check something out real quick, make a bet. I don't know. I can find maybe there's a lot of slimy ways and he's really trying to be incredibly moral. But I don't know. There's got to be some legit moral ways where I can easily make some money. Just accept whatever job, and it could sound incredibly crazy to somebody and be like, dude, just give me $1,000. I'll finish it in a day. Something that would take somebody like a week, and then it takes you like a few hours because you're Spider-Man, and you get your money. You know, I don't know. I could figure it out, I feel. MJ wants to help Pete with the mortgage, but her job is on the line now that J. Jonah Jameson is back at the Bugle and looking to clean house. Our heroes have arrived at first of all, I wonder if what's his name is being the voice for him, like Jameson. Simmons, right?
Simmons, J.K.
Yeah,
Simmons.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's reprising his role in some other game we're going to talk about today, probably,
Yes,
but
yeah, exactly.
don't know about this one.
Our heroes have arrived at a confluence of crossroads with uncertain futures and some tough decisions ahead. As if that wasn't enough, Craven arrives soon after, and the Spider-Man and friends must determine why he's in New York City and who he's hunting. And on top of that, the Venom symbiotic makes its way into town, presenting another set of challenges for the Spider-Man to tackle. Surprisingly, we get a quick snippet of Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative, one of the antagonists of Marvel Spider-Man, and Miles isn't too thrilled to see him either. Marvel Spider-Man 2 creative director Brian says he and Insomniac Games have always thought of the Spider-Man as embryonic improvisers, and that the studio wanted to equip them with new combat abilities to demonstrate this further. This includes Pete's spider arms and symbiotic power, while Miles now brings 2 forms of bioelectric venom to every fight. And when you start combining these abilities with all new spider gadgets like Web Grabber, it can lead to some exciting combos. Elsewhere in the trailer, we see Parker and Miles swinging to new parts in the city, like across the East River and into Brooklyn and Queens. Coney Island makes an appearance as well. So we were wondering, like, okay, are we just gonna make like it a lot more filler of entering a lot more buildings, but it being in the same area, or are we going to be able to expand and go into different areas within New York? And it looks like they're doing the latter of just like you being able to explore a lot more than New York than what you were prior.
Yeah, which is cool. I love that they're not just doing, same kind of game with a 2 on it.
Yeah. We are really excited for people to try out the web slings. For us, it was a cool opportunity to bring something people have seen in comics and movies integrated into the game. Swinging is the core of Spider-Man Traversal, so we designed the web wings to work with swinging and complement it. That way, you can weave back and forth between the two to build up speed and height, which is super cool. I did really like that whenever I saw gameplay and seeing how it all works. It looks incredibly fluid and fun on that regard. In the PlayStation blog posts, TotK says that after the team determined it would be telling a Venom story, it knew there'd be a bit of tonal shift. The best symbiotic stories serve as an allergy. We are all darkness inside of us, but what would happen if we would let it take over? Senior art director Jacina Chu says the game's Venom is inspired by the comics, but with a unique take on the white spider icon and the anatomy of a human. He also uses tendrils that can take on many forms, with all of Venable to shift between liquid and solid quickly. I always think back to when I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and playing as Venom, and you have like that move when you're just moving left and right, and he sort of like almost turns into a liquid as he's moving.
Right.
And I always think back on that. Insomniac Games has also revealed a new limited edition Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5 bundle, including a custom PS5 console, cover design, and a matching DualSense controller. It will also include a digital copy of the game. Pre-orders begins on July 28th, and the PS5 covers and DualSense can be purchased separately. The console and accessories will be released on September 1st. Marvel Spider-Man 2 hits PlayStation 5 on October 20th.
That console looks cool, I will say.
Yeah, I want to speak on that for half a second I do believe that we are going to see a PS5 Pro soon. The rumors keep skyping higher and higher. A lot of people are saying, well, apparently in these factories, chips being made for the new system and all of this mess. And it's about time. If that was going to happen, it would happen, next year? Because I think it kind of needs to happen, because PC is really far exceeding these consoles that release, and I really think we're going to get refreshed as a console more so than I even thought when it comes to last gen. Last gen, PC was ahead, but not the majority of the time. It seems like when these consoles released, they were already behind.
Right.
It felt really weird. And so that's what makes me believe we actually will see Pro systems soon. So for me, even if I was interested in this, I wouldn't do so because I feel it's right around the corner of just being able to get a PS5 Pro.
Right.
And I really want like 120 frames being a thing when it comes to console, and I think it could totally happen.
I hope so, because every time I think that with console, it's like they start prioritizing things the wrong way. Like let's make the graphics look even better, but keep the frame rate
It's
lower.
annoying the hell out of me. We keep reducing games to 30 because we want the games to look better. Stop doing this. Just take a little hit on the visuals. Get over it. Things can still look amazing. Go look at PS4 games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us Part 2, whatever. There's examples you can pull from where they still look incredible even to this day. They don't have to look better than that, but they can sure as hell run better than that. Like, I wish people would shift their focus there, but it just seems to be like nothing. I don't know. So many devs just aren't agreeing there, and it's very annoying. At least for me, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a pain. It's a pain.
Yeah, that's the big reason why I'm playing on my PC.
Yeah, the consoles always come out, and then they're like, sometimes they might be ahead for a little amount of time, and then they fall behind and they catch up again, and it always happens. So.
Yeah. But at least just focus on frame rate and don't worry about, like, I think most people could take the hit on the visuals for some more frame rate.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if they don't think so or agree, I still feel once they actually grab the controller and play it, they'll understand.
Right. I know I'm supposed to go, but did you want to do this one, or do you want me to read it?
Yeah. You're gonna be far too lost with this. So, it's just some Diablo 4 nerdy ass crap. They released a whole bunch of big changes to Diablo 4, new seasons popping up. Actually, it's the first season for the game, and so right before it kicked off the new season on July 20th, we got a big update to the game, just shifting a whole lot of things when it comes to moves and all of this stuff. But I do want to get into some specifics, because these specifics, if you play the game, you'll understand how big they are. Diablo 4's first season of Mongolian, kicked off July 20th, and ahead of its start, developer Blizzard has pushed a new live update that features some significant changes for the game. This new update, 1.1.0a, brings new items and aspects to Diablo 4 alongside bug fixes, buffs, and nerfs, and more. Let's start with perhaps the most exciting addition to this update for players preparing their builds for the season of Malagant, I guess I'm gonna say. 6 new unique items and 7 new legendary aspects. Unique items are the highest tier of loot you can obtain in Diablo 4. You can beat the campaign in around 30 hours and maybe only receive 1 piece of unique gear. They feature excellent stat boost and unique bonus effects and are tailor-made for specific builds. There are now 6 unique items to track down while playing in Diablo 4's most challenging tier, World Tier 4. If you ever played Outriders, they had World Tiers. Do you understand what World Tiers is? Basically, as you're playing a game online, you can sort of up the difficulty, but, how do you up the difficulty for everybody involved? So a lot of games have been doing these world tiers to where, like, you basically choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. And anyone in these world tiers, all the players are in there. So everyone's getting the same experience within that world tier itself. And that way, the difficulty applies to everyone a part of that. You know what I mean? So
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Which, I think is really neat. So the new unique items are a Varian Spear of Lysander. It's a staff for general. It's not specific to a certain build. Gain a random shrine effect for 10 to 20 seconds after killing an elite enemy. This can only occur once every 30 seconds. So this staff lasts 10 to 20 seconds after killing an elite enemy. Now, what it is these shrines, random shrine effect. It could be everyone has unlimited health for however many seconds. Everyone is way faster. Everyone is way stronger. But a lot of these shrines are so incredibly fun to come across because they basically turn you into some, like, I don't know, ride in God mode of just like you shoot one of your abilities and you have like 8 of them come out of you. And you're just demolishing and teleporting all over the map and just destroying stuff within seconds. That would take like minutes. And you're just like, oh my God. And it lasts for like 20, 30 seconds. So you're like rushing to find as many enemies as possible and just straight wipe the floor with them. Because when you don't have this, the biggest thing with this game is like, even though it's like a really big power trip, like I say, within like 2 or 3 seconds, if you're not careful, you're dying. But this, you're not dying for a solid 20, 30 seconds, and your abilities are far more exceeding than anything prior. So, anyway, this sounds really exciting to just be able to equip an item that, hey, it's just going to randomly happen pretty much every 30 seconds as long as you can kill like an elite enemy. And there's plenty of them around. So I can imagine just hunting down an elite enemy at the very moment I see him, kill him, and that could just wreak havoc for like 20, 30 seconds. So it sounds really exciting. Azure of Wrath, it's a sword for the barbarian. It has a lucky hit. Your core skills have up to 20% chance of freezing enemies for 3 seconds and dealing either 0.5 to 1.5 cold damage to them. So you're talking like double your damage output, freezing all the stuff around it. Sounds pretty neat. Flesh Render is a mace for the druid. Elaborating Roar and Blood Howl deals 0.5 to 1 damage to nearby poisoned enemies. That's a little weak. Lidless Wall is a shield for the necromancer. Has a lucky hit. While you have an active Bone Storm, hitting enemy outside of a Bone Storm has up to 5 to 25% chance to spawn an additional bone store at their location. Each of your active sacrifice bonuses increase the chance by 25%, and the total number of additional bone storms you can have by +1. I saw a video of this. It looks absolutely insane. Sounds weird on paper, but when you see it in action, it looks incredibly fun.
That does also sound kind of cool.
Eagle Horn is a bow for the rogue. Penetrating Shot has a 30 to 80% chance to fire to the arrow that bounces off of walls and scenery. Hitting enemies from behind with Penetrating Shot will make them vulnerable for 3 seconds. So they'll just kind of like for 3 seconds be like, whoa, what's going on? First of all, most enemies you're defeating well under 3 seconds. So pretty much everything around you is just, whoa, what's going on? While you're bouncing arrows off of the wall and all that. So really cool stuff. And then last, the Oculus is a wand for the sorcerer. Gain the effect of the teleport enhancement for free. When you evade using teleport enhancement, you are taken to a random location. So you're just kind of just disappearing and reappearing all over the map and shooting out spells. And that actually sounds really fun.
Okay.
Alongside new unique items and legendary aspects, Blizzard has brought a slew of bug fixes to Diablo IV. While we won't be getting into them here, just go check out the notes. There's like hundreds of different fixes, messes around, all of this. This update brings various gameplay updates to Diablo IV as well. Altar of Lilith unlocks and map discovery is now account-wide, meaning it will progress across Eternal Realm characters and seasonal characters, and renown values have been increased in both side quests and dungeons. There's even more in the patch notes. On the world tier side of things, many of the values associated with each have been adjusted. World tier now has a bonus gold that increases from 15 to 20%, and monsters now drop 15% more items, for example. They changed level scaling a whole bunch. We're not going to get into all that. Helltide monsters are now 3 levels higher than the player instead of 2. If you ever dive into that. So they're way tougher than what it was prior, but you're going to get a lot more rewards from that. They improved the core skills to enable more build strategies. There are also a few classes stat decreases on sources that grant extreme amounts of damage, healing, or unstoppable. Basically, they were finding out things like, oh, someone was able to make a build that they were able to just walk around, be unstoppable, never be touched or hurt or killed just because of the right combination they will figure out. And let's remove that kind of situation. So.
I will say, as someone who's not really a Diablo fan, some of this stuff does sound cool. It sounds like I know that although the reception for this game has been good, there are a decent amount of people with big audiences that I've seen make videos about things that they don't like about this game. So I'm glad that they're, listening to those people too, trying to
Yeah,
address
I
it.
mean, they're just doing a lot. This is way more than I was ever expecting them to do. The
Right.
amount of work they've done so soon, I would have expected like what 2 years later all these changes would be made, and this is within like what a month. I don't know. They're really caring, and it really shows, and I'm really happy about that because I love this game. It's so good. Blizzard ends by stating Diablo 4 is meant to evolve through its seasons, and the adjustments made with each season will evolve alongside them. Meaning, it's not trying to focus. The whole point of a season is you play in a season, you have a seasonal character, you do some completely different stuff than what you would do in the main campaign. But once you run its course, you get what you get whatever special items, and then you're done, kind of deal. But just because they're going through the season doesn't mean they're just changing the game as a whole along the way. And
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm just really, really happy. Diablo 4 is seeming very successful, getting a lot of sales, making a lot of big improvements. It's making really big moves, and it's looking to be one of the best games this year. So.
Yeah, no, I will totally say the way that they've been handling their updates and everything so far, pretty impressive. So, all right.
You can take this next one there.
Yeah, so we were talking about J.K. Simmons earlier. He will be reprising his role as Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1 from the show/comic book Invincible. Very cool. After confirming earlier this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con that Invincible's Omni-Man would be headed to Mortal Kombat 1 alongside Homelander and Peacemaker. Also, Quan Chi, Ermac, Takeda, Lee May, Tanya, and Baraka will be returning from the past Mortal Kombat titles. This is awesome. I have always liked Mortal Kombat, although I haven't been into it really since Mortal Kombat 9, I think. This makes me want to play it again because the roster is so awesome. This is so cool. So.
Yeah, like I said prior, it's like as much as I want to be playing Street Fighter, I'd rather be playing this, and it's pretty close to coming out at this point. Isn't it like the end of August, I want to say? Which is like next month.
I don't remember.
Let's see here.
It might be September, maybe?
No, you're right. September 14th.
Okay, that's what it was. All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna wait it out, and I'm just gonna pour my energy into this. And it's not meaning this is better or worse than that. It's just meaning I'm just trying to make a decision. And to be honest, Omni-Man, it sounds a little cooler to me,
That's so freaking cool, man. I can't believe how cool that is, actually. And Homelander, God, that's awesome.
Yeah, Peacemaker, pretty much John Cena. So
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited. And J.K. Simmons just being that voice is like, oh, that's awesome, dude.
He's the man.
I want to be playing that, and just hearing his voice while I'm playing, I don't know, that just sounds incredible. One of the most legendary actors to exist. I really believe that.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I love that he's open to be doing like anime, video games, cartoons, whatever. He's not just, I don't know,
he doesn't have that
stuck
attitude
up and cold or whatever.
Yeah,
he's just down to do whatever.
Yep.
I don't mean whatever. Stuff that he feels he would want to do.
No, I know what you
mean.
What I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take this next one too. I sent you this. You saw this, right?
Yes. Last of Us Part 1 getting brutal and bloody first-person mod on PC. This is awesome. When I watched the video, I was like, yo, this looks amazing. This should have been in the game from off the bat. But this is, am I correct in saying this is not officially part of the game? This is a mod?
It's not. It's a mod.
Separate? Okay.
It's a mod. We don't even know a release date yet. They're just saying soon. It's soon 2 years from now. It's soon 3 months from now. I don't know. I look into it more, and it seems to be more on like, no, it looks to be a few months, but there's no like clear defining line there. Mm-hmm. But it looks like such a huge transformation to the game. It's not just going from third to first. They definitely had to tweak many things. And it looks like they're really putting in the work here. And I don't know. Look it up. YouTube, The Last of Us Part 1, first person mod. There's no way you're not going to be blown away by what you see. And this is one of the most like gruesome games to release, period. You know what I mean? It's almost legendary for this reason. And seeing it on first person man, it adds a lot of more brutality to what's going on around you. So
Looks awesome. That video was sick.
Yep. And so maybe like I'm definitely not gonna play it on PS5 when I do play this remake, and I'm definitely gonna play on PC. And pretty much once this drops, I'll probably be jumping into this game and playing through it in first person, and that sounds really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to try it out, and I need to play this since I bought it all that time ago and never played it because of the issues it had. I think it seems to be pretty good now. So
I think it is in good shape now. But I'm gonna wait for this, and looks pretty awesome. I think they even upped the like brutality and blood and stuff in this mod, even just to shove it more in your face. But I'm about that.
Very cool.
Gundam Evolution is shutting down November 29th, close to a year of release. Yet another live service game, can't even last a year, and they're just like, let's ditch it. Which, first, I kind of agree with. Like, there's no reason to drag it out for years when there's like 10 people playing it. But it's really just pressing home this whole overall feeling of like, there's too many live service games. Not everyone can play everything. They're going to pick their 1 or 2 games at most and stick to them, and that be that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. So it's just.
Sure.
It is what it is. But it's just yet another one, and they're going to keep happening, which what I was going to get into, and I guess I'll get into it now, is Exoprimal. I put it into my games that I'm playing, almost forced me to be like, no, I'm going to go play it. I put it in my list, that way I can talk on it. Still have yet. I installed it, have yet to launch it. Something is just like, I don't know, I'm kind of like over trying to find some multiplayer game thing, you know what I mean? Like, but I really want to give it a shot because it's Capcom and it sounds pretty neat. Like I'm seeing a lot of good praise for it, of saying like, I'd say it's definitely not a bad game. It's pretty good actually, but I just need to play it for myself, and I just haven't taken the time to do so, because when I'm sitting down playing a game, I'm like, okay, well there's that. Or I could just, play some Pikmin 4, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, play something already.
I don't know.
I feel you.
But yeah.
All right. Well, next up, High on Life, now released for PS4 and PS5 consoles. Tim and I both played this game. We both enjoyed it.
I think it's great. I think a lot of people underplay it. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I had a fun time with it. It's not too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's funny. It's got good visuals. It's decent to play. So yeah, I say check it out if you haven't had a chance to play it yet.
For sure. The original Gears of War trilogy now has functional online matchmaking and multiplayer once again. The matchmaking finder for Gears of War 1 is back online, as well as recent fixes for matchmaking in Gears of War 3. So 1, 2, and 3 are all working very solid now, which is really neat, which goes into the next story here of Xbox 360 Call of Duty Classics shoot to the top of top paid games list. These older Call of Duty games are outselling big hitters such as Red Dead Redemption 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, and even last year's Modern Warfare 2. It's a remarkable resurgence for a collection of games once thought considered to be to the history books, but recent developments have rekindled interest in this golden age of Call of Duty, fueled by apparent matchmaking improvements made by Microsoft itself. And you can see some screenshots here. I literally went to the store myself just to see. And yep, first 4 top sold games on Xbox: Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3 are the first 4 on the most sold on Xbox. And Black Ops 2 has over 10,000 players online currently because of it. And so Microsoft is going in here and updating these online for these older games. And I must say, like, whether you care about these games or not, it doesn't even matter. Just the fact that they're doing this, I think, is incredibly neat and cool.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. I love when they do stuff like this, preserving the older games, letting us still try them out for people who haven't played them or people who want to revisit them,
Yep. I definitely went and bought Black Ops 2 for like $15. Funny enough, I bought that and played it on Wii U. I just thought it was so, dude, I could play it portable. And it was like, looked actually, Wii U was a little better graphic wise than 360 and PS3. But then the PS4 and Xbox One came like soon after the Wii U's release, and pretty much it had what? It had like a 6-month window of games looking best there. It was kind of funny, actually. Nintendo was top of the graphics for a few months, you know?
Yes, for a few months.
But yeah, I played Black Ops 2 there and had a awesome time with it. But that's the last Call of Duty I cared about. I think it's really great. So I went as like, $15, I'll get it. I'm gonna jump back in, man. Like I did have a lot of good memories with that.
Yep. All right. Next up, Blizzard games are coming to Steam. Should have done this a long time ago. Starting with Overwatch 2. After years of commitment to its own PC launcher, Battle.net, Blizzard is finally caving and releasing a handful of its games on Valve's popular storefront, Steam. And it's starting with Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 will come to Steam on August 10th with the store page for the game already live. The release will coincide with a new content update, Invasion, which includes PvE story missions, a new PvP game mode, 2 new maps, and a new hero. Users will still need to connect a Battle.net account to the game to play Overwatch 2 via Steam. It's our goal at Blizzard to listen to players and try to exceed their expectations in everything we do, said Blizzard President Mike Ybarra. While Battle.net remains a priority for us now and into the future, we've heard players want the choice of Steam for a selection of our games. Starting with Overwatch 2 on August 10th, we're happy to work with Valve to make that happen. Notably, though, this news comes the same day as Activision Blizzard's earnings report, during which the company admitted Overwatch 2's engagement and player investment has declined sequentially over the quarter. It's possible the move to Steam is at least in part a decision taken to breathe new life into the declining player base. So, first of all, they should have done this a long time ago, as should every company, but Overwatch 2, man, is it safe to call that game a failure?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just Overwatch. Like, there's no point in the two. It's pretty much the same game.
Is it even doing well with microtransactions? I don't even know.
It's doing just as good as it was before the release of 2 because it's technically the same client. You know what I mean? It's not doing any better than what it was before 2 released. I guess answer it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it's doing terrible, but it's definitely fallen off the player base and everyone's kind of over it because, again, it's just an older game. It's like, I don't know. Are a bunch of people hopping on Halo 3 right now? No, because it's just older. I don't know. You know?
Right.
But there's multiple things here. One, definitely Microsoft's influence. They're trying to get all this. Deal's pretty much done. They're already doing a lot of preemptive things. Dude, let's update the servers here. Let's talk with Activision and be like, dude, what the hell are y'all doing? Put it on Steam. Come on. You're gonna make money putting it on Steam. Go make some money.
Always.
And it's more of, obviously, now, since we're gonna make more money, hey, go ahead and put it on there. But so one, that's the biggest reason. It's just clearly Microsoft telling them and convincing them, hey, bring it over. Which, even if they wouldn't have, once they're fully in control, they would have done it anyway because they're doing with all their other games.
Right.
Because they know.
I hope more and more companies, follow suit because it can only benefit you,
Yeah, Battle.net's not bad or anything. It's just a whole separate client. No. It's just
it's not bad. It's just Steam is king. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this. This definitely lets me know, like, hey, once everything's said and done, I'm assuming that, any Activision published game under Microsoft is just going to go to Steam. I don't see why it wouldn't. And this just gave me faith in that happening since we already seen the first title here.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can get into what we're watching, what we're playing. And I see what you put down here. Pretty cool.
Yes. So like I've been saying, people are probably tired of hearing it. I've been kind of like in a gaming funk. So today, I turned on my Switch. I was like, you know what? This game is too good to not be playing. So I sat down for a while. I went to the Rita Village, the area that you told me to go to.
Yeah.
On my way, I stopped at a few shrines, just kind of get back into it. I arrived there. I started talking to the people there, doing some story stuff. And so I've been doing that, and I've been having fun again. But yeah, I just need to be consistent with it and get to the really amazing stuff in this game,
Yeah, I mean, if you just stick with that, you're talking 3 or 4 hours. I mean, maybe 2. And you're going to see the up climb of like, oh, here comes the cutscenes and the cool epic stuff and the,
right.
I don't know. we'll say it at this point. The game's been out long enough. There's dungeons, okay?
Yeah,
you're gonna get your first dungeon. You're gonna get cutscenes. You're gonna get character builds. There's like a huge epic battle even before you get to the dungeon that takes place up in the air. That's incredibly cool. Bird sidekick next to you doing a lot of neat things with that. Dude, I'm excited for you to get through this section.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I've been playing really. I have not played Final Fantasy. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't really know how to navigate a gaming funk because I don't think I've ever had one like this before in my whole life. So
yeah,
we'll just take it day by day.
It's I don't want to keep harping on this, but it's just complicated. People got to understand, like, Final Fantasy is so near and dear.
Right.
And it's like, what do I do with it? I don't know what to do with this. It's like,
and I keep hearing that there's some really amazing stuff later on. That's what keep going.
I want to keep going, and I'm sure I will. It's just complicated mess. It's like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yep.
It's not Final Fantasy to me. It's just, I don't know. Like, no matter how many times I say it and people could disagree all they want, I don't care. I think it's just, I'm like playing Devil May Cry with a cool story. That is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway.
How about you?
Pikmin 4. I playing that a lot. It's out now. First of all, I'm glad to see others loving it as much as I am. I think IGN gave it 9, if not, yeah, because they don't do the points anymore. I think they just do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they threw a 9 at it. A lot of other outlets, I'm seeing 9.5s, a lot of stuff over 9. This is just Pikmin better than ever. It really, really is. And it's been a long time coming. It's finally out. And I'm glad it's fantastic. There's a lot of like slow in the beginning of tutorials and exposition and all of that. And I can see a lot of people falling off in the beginning because of that. If you weren't enamored enough by its cuteness right from the start, the cuteness level is 100 out of 10. It's incredible. But I promise you, I know everyone's tired of hearing this. Get through the 2 or 3 hours. Just push through. There's a lot of tutorials, a lot of story beats, all that. Once the game starts going, there's hardly any of it after that. And it's a blast, dude. It's so good. There's so many layers to it. The underground is so fun. We've been playing. Remember the bingo in Pikmin 3? If you ever played it?
Yes.
The Pikmin 4 version of it, it's called something different, like Dambori Battle or something. It's that, but a lot more complex and a lot more fun. It's like simpler in a lot of ways, but just a lot, kind of feels like Smash. Smash is just like, it's simple to pick up, but obviously there's a lot of layers, and that's just Nintendo as a whole, I guess, in many of their games.
Right.
But holy crap, is the multiplayer so much fun. I've been like 1v1ing with like my son or Frank coming over and we doing it. It's been a blast. Pikmin 4, huge praise. Everyone, if you're slightly interested, go play the demo. You can transfer it over to the full game. The demo's like 3 or 4 hours. It's an awesome experience.
I know I'm in the middle of 2 games right now, but honestly, the way you're talking about this game, maybe I just need something simple and fun to pull me in. Not to say that Zelda's not a good game, but we can't sit here and say Zelda is a simple sit down and play and don't think about it game, right? Maybe this is what I need. Maybe this is it. I don't know.
It's so nice, just portable, laying on the couch playing.
Maybe I'll download the demo.
Yeah, just do that. It's free. It's the beginning of it anyway. You'll see the first 3 or 4 hours of the game. You can make it bleed even longer because there's a lot of you basically get access to the first area, and that first area can get real deep. So you get the underground sections. You get every aspect of it outside of nighttime. That's the only thing you miss in the demo. All of the layers you understand, and I'm telling you, turn that game on and have your kid watching you. He'll be obsessed.
Right.
It's such an enjoyable experience to even watch, which makes me want to just play it more because everyone around, when I throw it up on the TV, nobody's complaining. Any other, I throw on Diablo 4, everyone's complaining. You know what I mean? Well, it's great. Played another run of Star Fox 64. Went a whole different route. There's a lot of different routes. I wasn't able to achieve the ultimate route, which is heavily annoying to me, to get the secret special ending of a better boss and all of this. So I'm going to go run another run, and hopefully I'll be able to see that special ending by the next episode. And I just want to further push that. Like, I mean, I got like a lot. I bought like Bomberman Hero that I used to love way back in the day. I played it a ton of times, again, like on emulation throughout the years, because it's always been one of my favorites. But I'm just kind of like, for some reason, when I'm just playing with the controller and the real experience, like I was saying prior, it's just a weird, huge game changer. So I'm having a whole lot of fun there. And I wrote down Exo Primal, and like I said, I have yet to start it. And I really want to, because again, it's only Capcom. If Capcom name wasn't attached, I wouldn't even care. But
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. And I really need to give it a shot.
All right, well, listen, I'm excited now. I'm gonna go home and download that.
Yeah, just play some Pikmin. There's no way you're gonna regret it. No way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Very cool.
All right, new game watch, and we'll get out of here. Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. All platforms, basically. July 27th. Even your NES. No, I'm joking. Return of Monkey Island, iOS and Android. It's releasing on mobile, July 27th. The Expanse, a Telltale series, all platforms but Switch.
I kind of want to play that too.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested too, to be honest. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. The Room VR, A Dark Matter, PlayStation VR 2, July 27th. Disney Illusion Island. This game is looking better over time. I was crapping on it at first. It looks okay, whatever. I'm still not that interested, but cute little platformer. Switch, July 28th. And then Venba, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, PC, July 31st.
All right.
Anything more you need to mention?
I think that's it for now. I wonder, I'm looking up the Pikmin game length. It says roughly 18 to 20 hours, but you'll see the first ending. However, that immediately begins a post-credit sequence that opens new chapters to see the true ending.
There's no ending to Pikmin. The best way I can word it is just whatever you want to put into it is what you're going to get out of it. There's too many layers, and there's too much like content within each section of each little map that you can definitely dig deeper into. It's more of just like, yeah, I guess technically if you just did each thing once and barely did like surface level stuff, rushed through it, completed it, moved on to the next, sure, 18 hours. But Pikmin 3, for example, you could beat that game in probably like 15 hours, or you could put like 100 hours into it. So it's really just what you want to do.
I might play Pikmin or the Expanse episode first, maybe. Try to get in, because I really do want to play that, actually. So,
yeah, the good thing with Pikmin is, first of all, every game, just release your demo, let me play the beginning of the game for the first few hours, and if I like it, I'll buy it. I just wish this was just the norm with everything. It'd be incredible, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, you know, at least with Pikmin, what I'm getting at is you don't have to go and buy it, where the Expanse you would have to go buy it.
Right, that's true. Yeah. All right.
Well, let's get out of here, I guess. Armored Core's really soon.
Yes, that's very exciting. Game looks awesome.
From Software game, you know, and because apparently they're never going to release anything Bloodborne related. So.
Don't even talk to me about that, man.
So I'm gonna go reinstall it for like the 8th time, play it for half a second, and get pissed because it's 30 FPS.
Pretty much.
I mean, at this point, I have better luck waiting for a PS4 emulation or something.
Yeah, right.
All right. See you guys.
All right, guys. See you.